guys, welcome back to my page. I am the Reflective Perspective Oracle. My name is Charlene. Today we're doing a pick a card reading surrounding what it is that you're moving on from. Okay, so we have 3 piles to choose from. Pile 1, this piece of tumbled clear quartz. Pile 2, this piece of smoky clear quartz. And pile 3, this piece of raw tumbled clear quartz. Okay, so to intuitively choose your pile, whatever you're drawn to. The timestamps are in the description box. Let's get started with pile number 1. All right, pile number 1. You, my dear, are moving on from holding on to any sort of hurt or pain surrounding some sort of attachment to another, okay? And this could even be a person, place, or even a mindset, okay? The people will only understand you from the level of perception that they're at. Card. It's quite the mouthful. It speaks about, say for example, you have been involved with a person, place, or thing for quite some time now, and all of a sudden you're recognizing or realizing that you are no longer at the same level of perception that they are at, okay? But there's something to be said about this. It's as if you're leaving behind the idea that you need to be upset with that person, place, or thing, as if, you know, like maybe blaming or, you know, holding resentment, that kind of thing. And I think you're stepping more into the awareness of the fact that this person, place, or thing or mentality was brought into your life to show you what it is you want instead of what you don't, okay? And you're releasing the resentment around that, as if to say, it wasn't a waste of time. You're recognizing that. You're understanding that it was all an opportunity. It was there. They were there. The thought process was there to level you up, okay? And I think with the understanding of that, you are taking the steps to level up. And in doing so, you're having more love and compassion for the person, place, situation, idea, mindset, and for yourself. So you're not thinking, I wasted time. You're not holding resentments or any baggage surrounding that, if that makes sense. And now you're stepping more into this boss energy. Ladies Who Lunch doesn't speak about ladies. It also speaks about men. Doesn't matter the gender. It just talks about a boss energy and somebody who's really stepping into their own and understanding that they can be, do, or have anything they want. Now, I made a deck by myself. It's just called What Needs to Be Released. It's just on some recipe cards, and you guys also got, yeah, exactly. So you got resentment. You're releasing resentment towards this person, place, situation, mindset. You're understanding that, you know, it's not something that you need to hold on to. You have unconditional love for it. You have compassion for it. You forgive yourself. You forgive the situation. You understand that it was all meant for growth, ascension. You know, the metamorphosis of who you are, who you're becoming, that kind of thing. You're releasing anger and frustration surrounding it, absolutely. And also any sort of confusion, because it's become very clear to you now as to why this person, place, or situation had to be in your life or was in your life to get you to the next level, right? So this is what you're moving on from, pile 1, and congratulations, because that's not necessarily something that's easy to do, especially because, you know, we're human and we have a lot of emotions involved, but recognizing that, you know, the forgiveness of that within yourself and the other person, understanding that, you know, what goes around comes around, and, you know, knowing that by releasing this resentment, anger, frustration, the confusion surrounding that, you're stepping more into alignment with people, places, ideas, and mindsets that are going to serve you in the future, right? And you have nothing but love and compassion for the things that you're walking away from or moving on from. So I hope that resonated with you, pile number 1. All right, pile number 2. Immediately, I am seeing that you are moving on from a certain type of deception, okay? Deception to yourself and deception to others as well. We have asking for a friend here, and this kind of energy talks about, you know, being okay with talking about something, but feeling safer pretending as if it's a question for somebody else, that kind of thing, like asking for a friend. So talking about, having some sort of, shame surrounding what it is that you want to say. So not really truly feeling as though you can be 100% authentic within yourself and who you are. And then, thinking that it's okay to, be this way. And it is okay, but knowing that it isn't fully serving you in the long run, especially if this is, you're feeling this way with friends or family, right? But what the cards are saying is that you are moving on from this, and you are stepping into a mindset of, full steam ahead, hair straight back. We're talking like, you know what, we're done with this energy. We're going to approach things from a place of joy and balance only. We're not going to deceive ourselves any longer. We're going to reach out to those that we do love the most, and we're going to express ourselves for all that we truly are, and we're not going to deceive others or ourselves any longer about the circumstance, the situation, and we're going to be real and true and authentic about who we are and what it is that we want to say, knowing that the right people, places, and situations will stay. And, if they are truly your friends or your family that love you so much, that there are no stupid questions and everything is valid, and you'll be able to just speak your truth from a place of joy and balance, full steam ahead, and you'll be able to reach out and share yourself fully with those that you trust the most, okay? I have this deck that I just kind of made on some recipe cards. It's just what needs to be released, so this coincides with what are we moving on from. So look at this. Fear of sharing or speaking one's truth. Absolutely, right? As I said, you're moving on from that. You're not going to deceive yourself or others anymore about what it is that you want to speak about. You're just going to do it without shame or guilt, right? You are going to step away from seeking outside of oneself, outside influences, looking within. So you may look like outside of yourself for influences, but you're going to be coming more from a place of, not so much fear surrounding that. You're just going to be able to know that you've already done the work, you've already looked within yourself, you've already accepted everything that you are, who you are, and you're not going to have so much fear when you do reach out and seek outside of yourself for advice or for an influence. Why can't I get that to work? Hold on, there we go, okay. And then finally we have patterns and programs from family and society. So again, when you were born, this wasn't something that you were born with. We have no shame or guilt when we first get to the world, like it's all programmed into us. These are patterns and programs from family and society that we need no longer harbor, because we need to be more true and authentic to ourselves, right? So just recognizing that that's just shame, guilt, that kind of thing put in us to make us, it's passed down generationally within all of us, is like, don't act that way, don't look this way, don't be this way, but you're stepping out of that, and that's what you're moving on from, pile 2. You are fully going hair straight back on who it is that you are, what it is that you love, knowing that you can speak your truth, you can reach out, that all your feelings are valid, you're not going to deceive yourself any longer, and you're going to reach out to the people that you care about the most, from a place of sovereignty, from a place of this is who I am, and I'm no longer afraid to be that. So congratulations to you, pile 2. I hope that resonated. Pile number 3. You have been looking at something far too closely, overanalyzing like crazy, and it's created a lot of doubt. And I feel like this is a pattern of yours that you've done for quite some time. I feel like it's something that has kind of haunted you for a bit, but I feel like you're moving on from this and you're coming to this realization. Now, it's something that might or has been very upsetting to you, the realization of this, that you you almost self-sabotage in a way of stifling yourself because you overanalyze everything before you take the steps. Like what I'm trying to say is that maybe you're thinking of taking some sort of course of action towards something. You want to take a course of study, or you want to approach somebody, or romantically, or something like this, okay? Excuse me, something you've been thinking about. But you get so much in your head about it, okay? And then maybe it stops you, or it stifles you from actually taking this course of action, okay? And I think that this is something that, like I said, you're moving on from this, but you've come to the realization, and it's very upsetting to you, like this card talks about setting fire to the rain, needing to let the emotions up and out, but not to be engulfed by them, okay? So this is talking about healthy feeling of emotions. Now, I saw this thing yesterday, and it said, emotions, energy in motion. Think about that. It's that simple. It's emotions that are moving, and we need to move the energy up and out of our body in order to move on from this, to go towards the course of action in question, right? We have to not overanalyze, not take a step back and look at the bigger picture. So what you're moving on from here, pile number 3, is the doubt, right? There's a lot of self-doubt here, and what you're moving more into is this self-love. Now, romantic gesture, it talks about showing your love in a big way, and I think that coming to this realization for you, pile 3, is going to require you to start loving yourself in a big way, and knowing that you did the best you could with what you knew at the time, okay? And what you knew at the time was to, it was some sort of protective thing where you overanalyzed so much, making sure that, should I do this, or, that kind of thing. And it was like a protective barrier for you. Somehow it kept you feeling safe, right? As if it was going to protect you from making some sort of, foolhardy mistake. But there are no mistakes. It depends on how you perceive it, right? But the point is that you've come into this realization, this is what you're moving on from, and you're stepping more into, I'm going to start loving myself fully and completely. I'm going to start taking the risks, and I'm going to start doing what it is that, this card talks about, what you got to do, so go do it. And you're not going to spend all this time over analyzing and, just spinning the wheels in your head, and it actually stops you from moving forward, okay? So I have this deck that I created. It's called What Needs to Be Released. It's just on some recipe cards, and what I pulled for you guys, fear of responsibility, stepping into the leader role. So this could stem, this self-doubt here, it could stem from feeling as though you're afraid to fully step into your power, stepping into the responsibility of some certain situation, right? Knowing what it is that you got to do, but you're afraid to do it because you don't feel as though you could be that leader or step into that role, right? But again, you've recognized this, you're walking away from it. You're stepping more into self-love and knowing that you can accomplish whatever it is that you have in your mind. And then we also have blame. So you are now, again, walking away from blaming yourself for your past choices and how they might have stifled you. And you're also walking away from judgments of the self, past or present, right? So judging yourself for not allowing yourself to take these steps to go towards the conference, if you will, right? Judging yourself for all those years spent in your mind when you should have been, taking action, like shoulda, coulda, woulda. You're not doing this anymore. You're not going to judge yourself for that. You're just going to fully love yourself and know that you did the best you could with what you had at the time, and you're going to go forward with that in your heart, and know that it might be some sort of self-sabotaging action to constantly overanalyze, right? But you'll be better off to recognize that, and you'll allow yourself to feel the feelings and to know that self-love is required and that you can do it. It'll be more reassuring. You won't judge yourself as much, and you won't be so afraid of the responsibility of this, because you'll know that you can handle it, especially if you step out of that mind and walk away from overanalyzing and blaming yourself for the way that you used to do this in the past, okay? So I hope that resonated with you, pile number 3. If you're interested in our deck, please feel free to reach out. I'd be more than happy to help you purchase your own. If you're interested in a private reading, I'm also available for that. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.